Welcome back to Girl Talk. I've got a little bit of mess and a little bit of drama today for you guys. For today's video, we're gonna go ahead and do Anthropoulos. Nobody in her life wants her to go back to Kuwait. Shocker. She also does something to get her in trouble. It really is an interesting time in the foodieverse. So let's just get right into it. Shall we? All right, you guys, welcome back to our Shantopoulos World Update. The last time we checked in, which was on the live stream, join us Sunday night, 9 p.m. We have a lot of fun. If you want to interact with me, it's the best place, or Twitter. Anyways, last we checked in, Foodie was down bad in Canada. She was laying up in a hospital bed with neurovirus. She made the proclamation that she was not going to be going back to the junk food, alluding to the fact that this was some sort of but what happened days later, having a massive, and I mean massive, poutine in the car. Along with the poutine, she offered an apology for those she has hurt over the years. Girl, I don't know. Your word don't mean much anymore. It's just interesting that she had her final for a while, and then 3 days later she's in the hospital. I guess the theatrics are everything. We actually never got around to discussing her mukbang back. Yeah, she went straight from the hospital to mukbangs. A massive burrito bowl with Doritos. You would think if she was just super sick, she wouldn't be heavy. I love them, but not when I'm recovering from an illness. Well, at least we know the appetite is back. She has all these plans for medical appointments, therapy in Canada, but she's still leaving. Or is she? That's the thing with Foodie. You never really know what's gonna happen until it happens. And her deceit, but I guess that's a nitpick. In regards to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, which escalated over the weekend, Foodie says that she's waiting to see what happens, but is not afraid of going back to Kuwait. Afraid of, like, war. She's just so incredibly ignorant, it's astounding. And we'll get to more comments that are even worse. She's getting things done in Canada. A few more appointments and she's ready to go back to Kuwait. Of appointments gonna do. I think that anything could happen at this point. She could go back, or something could end up keeping her in Canada. It's really not set in stone as she wants us to believe, because she's a ticking time bomb. Anything could happen between now and when she's set to go back. So she's not going to get an apartment because it's not going to be worth it. She's not going to be there that much budget. And is that what this is all about? She knows that if she stays in Canada, she won't be able to afford to eat that much. But isn't the whole point for her to be cutting back on what she's eating? It's hard to say exactly where her head's at. She's already planning new trips, mentioning Malaysia, maybe a return to Thailand. I guess she wouldn't be able to do that if she stayed in Canada. She did surprise me when she went to Thailand, but that became exhausting to watch. She starts to go off on viewers, accusing her of lying and begging for money for an apartment that she had no intention of getting, and her visa status, which has been a point of contention for a while now. To be clear, according to Foodie, she claims that in regards to begging, she made exactly $37 and that those people can have their money back. You can still see the pipe burn from her time with Natter, which makes me think this return to Canada arc has been so nostalgic. You, hun, you're a loose cannon. You do what you want. What happened to all that? Not so big and bad. She has to go to the bathroom, so she puts the camera on the seat so that nobody can track her location and pop up like it's Jack in the Box. It happens to be an emergency. You're literally just staring at Miriam, seeing her maneuver outside. It's certainly not her. She's an indoor human. It's with a bun that she throws out to the birds. Can you imagine what they're thinking about this big woman with a whole pizza sitting down in the park with seagulls swarming? "I'm not your toilet," she exclaims. Look, I know my skin is not great. I have a lot of issues, but Foodie has claimed to have alabaster skin like a China doll. Crazy that she would want to go back to Kuwait. It's not the worst place to live in the world, you know. Girl, I don't think that's the issue. I think it's your health, first and foremost. You're not going to be able to get the medical care you need in Kuwait, and you know it. She has so many things to do, even when she returns to Kuwait. Quote, I don't mind being in an apartment, really, as long as I get to go out every once in a while. Is that her idea of a good life? Damn. She has a duty to take care of her home, and that's what keeps her busy. Since she's gone to Canada, she goes out every day. Don't you like having that freedom and not having to rely on a man? She's not afraid of war, as we said earlier, but has absolutely no plan if something were to happen. There's no way she's making it. Sorry to get so, dark, but she's completely ridiculous and delusional about this. Convince yourself. She then goes to get ice cream and claims that this is a cheat day. I know what you're thinking. It's not a cheat day if that really overstays its welcome. Fast back. It's hard to say for real what she thinks and what Salah is manipulating her to think. As much as she sees herself as the master manipulator, I'm gonna manipulate you, as she said in Cuba. I think she's the one that's very easily manipulated, especially by men. Look at the things that Nader got her doing. That's a good point. Nader had her kissing his toes. Literally, there's a picture of it. What is with her and men? I watched the whole vlog and there was not much of note except this plate of food she had at a bougie lunch spot that came out to about $30 US. At the end of the vlog, she goes out to the car to sit down as everyone else continued shopping. The next will have questions like the top comment on this video here. How are you going to live through another summer in Kuwait? She's just not thinking about those things, girl. Don't bring it up. This video does serve a purpose, though, to show us that because it looks very dreary this time of year. The shaky cam as she barrels towards the next bench is certainly a cinematic choice. She does have an appointment saying that many people just don't understand her journey. Oh, we don't understand it, do we? It's the foodie beauty cycle. That's the journey. There's not much going on. Things get solemn as she begins to discuss how she can't walk very far. Peep yesterday's makeup. And she lost what little bit of stamina she had built up going out with Salah about a month or two ago. She's bracing herself for the discomfort she will be going through on this new journey. I just have to ask, when is it beginning? She says in this video that she's going to be eating less and healthier coming up. You said that in the hospital already, and look what happened. To live streaming, oddly enough, on the couple's channel, he did a bit of a walk and talk. And next, they eat at a vegetarian restaurant, blah, blah, blah. No one cares.
What?
Tell us about the therapy. But she says that she has no intention of driving in people, and we can't really see the med. She's been walking around with this, smut on her lip for the last couple of vlogs. I don't know, guys. I just noticed it. And that ends up becoming the main focus of their session. I still think that she's thinking about it. And of course the therapist would go along. The therapist gave her some options for remote therapy in regards to her BED and other counseling, and told her to find other expat reverts. Maybe there's some kind of support group. But let's not kid ourselves, there's no way that she would ever do that. She's wasting everyone's time. And they told her to just get out more. Yeah, no crap. That's pretty much it for her therapy update. She just wanted to tell us, see guys, someone understands why I want to go back so bad. The rest of the video was perplexing, and it shows just how lazy she has become. It's literally old content, but not old unseen content. It's content ripped from her first video going to Kuwait. Before Kuwait, ... After Kuwait. Oh my goodness, what happened?
Izba Reprezentantów ma jutro głosować, czy wesprze Ukrainę 60 miliardami dolarów, czy nie.
W wiadomościach reporterka Radia Z Anna w areszcie dla mężczyzny poinformowała wieczorem prokuratura krajowa.
Usłyszał zarzuty chęci współpracy z rosyjskim wywiadem, miał próbować nawiązywać kontakty z obywatelami rosyjskimi.
Zarzutów sąd zastosował tymczasowy areszt.
Mężczyzna został zatrzymany w Polsce, grozi mu do 8 lat więzienia.
To jednak nie koniec aktywności Izraela tego poranka. Po ataku na obiekty w Iranie armia izraelska wzięła na cel instalacje radarowe na południu Syrii.
Nocny atak na Iran nie spowodował żadnych szkód, twierdzi Teheran. Według państwowej telewizji irańskiej obrona przeciwlotnicza została uruchomiona w kilku prowincjach w kraju. Miała przechwycić wszystkie podejrzane drony.
O ataku Izraela na irańską prowincję Isfahan, gdzie rozmieszczone są obiekty nuklearne, Tel Awiw uprzedził Waszyngton, ale Biały Dom nie poparł tego działania, podają amerykańskie media.
Pentagon poinformował, że amerykański sekretarz obrony rozmawiał wczoraj ze swoim izraelskim odpowiednikiem o regionalnych zagrożeniach i destabilizujących działaniach Iranu na Bliskim Wschodzie. Bartłomiej Sienkiewicz nie chce komentować raportu, jaki został na niego przygotowany. Dla momentu zapłacił $111 000.
Według raportu Sienkiewicz miał być w latach 2003 dawnym stylu życia Sienkiewicza.
Teraz ustępujemy miejsca gościowi Radia Z. A zaprasza Bogdan Rymanowski.
Dzień dobry, a gościem Radia Z jest dzisiaj Daniel Obajtek, były prezes Orlenu. Witam panie prezesie.
Witam panie redaktorze, witam państwa.
Tradycją jest, że zaczynamy od krótkiej piłki. Takie samo pytanie do pana. Panie prezesie, czy za rządów Donalda Tuska cena paliwa spadnie poniżej 6 zł? Tak czy nie?
Nie spadnie.
Tak mówi nasz gość, ale to jest też...
I w związku z tym jestem u siebie, to mi też ułatwia. Generalnie nie muszę się przemieszczać. Zresztą jeżeli są takie techniczne możliwości, to dlaczego mam z nich nie skorzystać?
U siebie, czyli w Polsce?
Tak, w Małopolsce.
Czy jechać do Warszawy, bo boi się pan, że będzie pan śledzony?
Panie redaktorze, tak, ja jestem śledzony, czuję się zagrożony, zresztą tą wiedzę, którą posiadam, a generalnie o wielu rzeczach w koncernie. Ten koncern, który był kiedyś zarządzany, gdzie mieliśmy praktycznie, w ogóle nie mieliśmy zysku, gdzie był zarządzany przez ludzi, którzy doskonale wiedzieli o mafiach paliwowych, VAT-owskich i wszystkim. Ja posiadam dużą wiedzę w tym zakresie, dlatego jestem bardzo niewygodny.
Ale powtarzam pytanie, panie prezesie, bo to jest bardzo mocne oskarżenie. Przez kogo pan jest inwigilowany? Przez kogo pan jest śledzony?
Panie redaktorze, jeżeli pod moim domem non-stop ktoś stoi, kogoś zatrzymał, wylegitymował czy cokolwiek, ja nie wiem przez kogo, ale to jest fakt. Tak się składa, że to jest fakt.
Panie prezesie, ale może z powodu tego, że jest tak wiele zarzutów w sferze medialnej wypowiadanych przez przedstawicieli...
Niech pan zobaczy na wszystkie procesy fuzji, niech pan zobaczy na ratingi.
Aha, we have a fly.
Koncernu i z tego powinny być rozliczane.
Ale ja sobie tego nie wymyśliłem, panie prezesie.
Normal light.
Ja sobie tego nie wymyśliłem. O tej inwigilacji polityków opozycji mówił sam premier, mówił minister Kropiwnicki.
To ja panu powiem, pan premier machał jakimiś kartkami papieru, gdzie tak naprawdę to była firma,
Messy
która
with
mnie chroniła.
messy.
To była firma, która inwigilowała kogoś.
Ale chroniąc pana...
Sometimes you don't have the time to
Ale proszę pana,
brush your hair, you know.
ja nie zlecałem żadnych zdjęć politykom opozycji. To nie jest tak, to jest potężny koncern, gdzie każda decyzja przechodzi przez wiele wydziałów, przez wiele biur, proszę pana, i nic nie zlecał. Jeżeli firma robi...
Iran after its attack on Israel on Saturday. We've had Joe Biden telling Israel to take the hit after Iran failed really to cause any damage here in Israel. We've had the German and foreign minister